Hi, my name is Karen Holmes. I'm the founder and director of the World Peace Organization for the One World Government. Today I want to share with you something that I consider to be one of the most remarkable things that I have channeled, and that is the conflict resolution brochures. These brochures, these 3 brochures come as a set, and you can find them in PDF form on our website at oneworldgov.org in the reference menu section. You're welcome to print it out and use them for your own benefits. Today it's cold in here in my storage unit in my shipping department, and we're having a series of storms that are coming through, so I have my heater on. You might hear a little bit of buzz in the background, but it's chilly today. So let's get on with this idea. The 3 brochures are the Unraveling the Conflict in Your Life, Mediation of Conflict, and Avoiding Conflict. I've given these out to people, and they've come back and they've told me after they've looked at it that they were quite impressed with them. The Unraveling the Conflict in Your Life starts out with let's say that you have been divorced and you've lost custody of your kids, and you would like to, no matter what you do, you just make the situation worse. You can't talk to anybody to resolve the issue. Even in court, the court case might have gone against you. So what this does is it is somebody step by step. There's 12 steps on what you need to do step by step on how to end the conflict, on how to unravel the conflict. Okay, when this was first introduced to us at our prayer circle, I've had conflict in my life because starting the plan for world peace, and my family has been basically torn apart. And no matter what I did, I made things worse. I couldn't talk, and then people would just throw up all these "I don't want to talk to you" kind of things and such. So Seth, one of my guides, asked one of the people to be my advocate and to go and talk to my family, the family members, and help to resolve it. He asked 2 separate people to do that, and both of them inadvertently made the problem worse. So the first thing I'm going to advise you is that you find somebody who's been through the same situation in his or her life, and that person can speak from his or her own experience and stand up to defend you in this whole process. So you need, basically, to start out, you need to have an advocate. Okay, so step number 1 is draw in someone with the same goal, your life partner, for example. And for information about life partners, please see our books. Okay, so all of these books we're talking about are the books that are being sold through On the Rainbow Peace Store. They are like on the sport level. I've taken channeled messages, free channeled messages, and put information and put them on different websites, our personal development page. And I also have a bookstore called On the Rainbow Peace Store, where you are working to create the life you want, step by step, and I'll go into that. If you go into the associated websites, the section down in the bottom of the YouTube section down there, you'll see that On the Rainbow Peace Store, that is a whole separate thing. Half the money that comes in from the books goes to support the organization and the projects that benefit everyone. So it's like a way to, instead of supporting the organization through donations, we don't accept donations. So this way, you are supporting the organization and what we do by getting something much greater in return for your donation. Benefits everyone. So I can channel these brochures that help you, but they've also helped me to unravel the conflict in my own life. So this first one, unraveling the conflict in your life, you go through step by step, and this is the secret on how to do it. Okay, so that was step number one. You find an advocate, someone who has the same goal. Now, the reason that your family probably broke apart in the first place is because everybody had a different goal. And that's not a problem. So it's not, if you have different goals, the situation can be resolved by finding somebody who has the same goal that you have. In other words, you have to be working to resolve the conflict. You have to be working to get the life you want too. And that is the basis for mediation of conflict, the second brochure. And that is, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. You declare to your family, basically, that you're going to go get your life. Then you do it, and you invite them in to do it too, because the one thing that everybody wants is to be able to know how to create the life they want. And nobody really knows how to do that. So when you are taking all this information here and applying it in your own life, then basically, then you can do the 1, 2, 3. Okay, this goes into far greater depth in the brochures. There, it's very, see, conflict mediation. It's this sign right here is one of the runes, and it's, well, basically without the arrow. So in a way, what it means is this. It means that you have to do something. You get to the point with circular thinking pattern. You have to do something, but you don't know what to do. But you have to do something, but you don't know what to do. And you just keep going back and forth. And as you get closer and closer to the end, it's moving so fast that basically it basically puts you into a situation where you're blocked completely. So this information is, when you're in that circular thinking pattern, the trick is to do what's in everyone's best interest. And that is, you go forward and you create your life, and then you declare you're going to, then you demonstrate it, and then you invite the other people to come in because they want to know how it is too. Okay. Then the third one is avoiding conflict. Now this is the reason, this brochure right here is what I wanted to share with you probably more than anything else, because what it does is that it compares, like I said, having separate goals. It compares romantic relationships, romantic attachments with genocides. When you have a different goal, it can turn into a genocide. So the idea with this is instead of a romantic attachment that where you're trying to force each other to go along with each other's goals and you're frustrated and you're breaking apart, the whole idea is to have a life partnership where you have the same goal, and the life partnership goes on. It's a very strong relationship that isn't going to break apart, because when you have the same goal, you're automatically helping each other, and you are have the same goal, and you can speak from your own experience. Now, this is something that we're going to talk about in our books. In the Choice series, talks about life partnerships, and we're also going to talk about it in our technology segment based on an invention called the free power source invention that is like a 12-story building. Each of us is like a 12-story building, and we have on each floor is a different type of relationship. So our family relationship is on the lowest level. That's our power. We learn our power games in the family as we're growing up, and when we believe that's real, we believe that's how it works, life itself, and then we realize after a while that the power games don't work. They compensate for lack of power. So we're going to go into this in far greater depth than all the other segments and information in the future. But I just wanted to talk to you about this avoiding conflict, because when you look to see how conflict evolves in a genocide, okay, romantic attachments, this section right here gives the steps of a romantic relationship. Like I said, it's not a strong relationship because it's just a physical attraction. It doesn't have based on the same goals, but it compares it to the steps of a genocide and how the genocide is devolving. Now, what I'm going to explain to you, though, is if you read this section right here, this middle section, it's conflict. So we're looking at the same idea, and we're looking at two different groups. We're looking at two people who have different goals. And the reason this is so important now is because every time I read this, I'm always thinking about the Republicans and the Democrats and how the goals are different. One is focused on principles and one is focused on power. So we're talking in the books, the Armageddon series is it's a passed on set of books that explains how this schism is separating out and dividing people and creating this conflict. Okay. So what we have evolving now in the United States and around the world is actually a global genocide that has started. So these 3 brochures, I ask that you take them, go online, print them out, just pass them on. When you're talking to people, just, I don't mind you printing them out. I don't expect you to, let's say for your own personal use, you're welcome to print them out and to share them with other people. Just don't modify them, because all this information is just a very small part and the whole part is necessary. But if you share them with other people and how to end conflict, anything from the point where your marriage has broken apart and you would like to get your kids back again and at least have them part of your life again, or that you would like to resolve dinners with the family. Thanksgiving dinner can turn out to be so bad, or Christmas when everybody has different goals and their lives are unhappy, because of that. Or on every level in our government, or between nations too. When you stop and think about why is there so much conflict in the world, it's because, let's say, the idea of putting America first, you just can't do that. We're part of the world. We're part of the entire process. So every person feels the same way about their own country. We don't have to be the most important country. We can allow other people to have their countries and be proud of them. There's a great cultural diversity, and everything is a sense of unity when we can allow ourselves and everybody else to be proud of their own country. Okay. So go online and look at these in greater depth and print them out if you want, and if you want, share them. Don't print 1 million of them and then put your name on them, please, because they are copyrighted basically. But I don't mind you doing it for just personal use and sharing them if you're going to bring in somebody in with a debate about the plan for world peace. Okay, so that's all for now. I have a wealth of information on how to overcome all these problems, and I'm willing to share it with everybody. So I'll check out all of the links to the different YouTube channels and organization websites and how they're all connected to, and all the blogs. I think I've got I have spun off like 50, maybe up to 50 blogs, and eventually what will happen is the information will just, right now it's little spurts, and pretty much soon it's going to start flowing. Okay, so like, share, and subscribe. Okay, take care.